Welcome back to the video, and in today's video, we are going to be ranking every single NFL fan base. I haven't done this video yet. I was kind of surprised because I thought I did this video already, but I haven't done it yet. It seems like the perfect time to do it. NFL offseason, don't have really a lot of content to do, so why as well we go into the personality of the NFL teams. So we are going to be ranking every single NFL fan base, S being the best and F being the worst. Currently, we are at 386 subscribers. We are on the road to 400, so if you are new and you like the content, please be sure to subscribe. And I hope you guys all enjoy the video, and leave a like on the video. It shows me that you guys enjoy the content and you want to see more of this kind of NFL content. So, let's get straight into the video. And the first team we are going to be rating is the Arizona Cardinals. And I know I'm a Niners fan, okay? Then I'm a Niners fan. But the Cardinals fan base really has not been that much of a problem to me. I feel like honestly the Cardinals organization, they've probably been my most favorite uh fan base and team out of all my NFC West rivals. Like better than the Seahawks, better than the Rams. I'm gonna put the Cardinals at C. They're kind of irrelevant. Like I feel like I don't really look at the Cardinals and I'm like, okay, their fan base is annoying and their fan base is great. They're just kind of there. Doesn't seem like it's always too much. Next up, we have the Falcons. I'm gonna say one higher and go B tier. I feel like the Falcons, they're not too cool. I was rooting for them in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I feel like they're super loyal. I think they take losses well. I'm gonna put the Falcons at B tier. Next up, we have the Ravens. I'm gonna put them at D tier. Don't really like Ravens fans. They're kind of annoying. They kind of just they kind of get angry a lot, and I feel like when things don't go their way, they get super irritated, and they're never humble, and they're always cocky. So I'm gonna put the Ravens in D tier, in my opinion. I don't think they're terrible, but I don't think they're good. I think they're just kind of boring and annoying. Next up, we have the Bills, obvious S tier, one of the best fan bases in the game, if not the best. Even NFL says it. I mean, they are constantly waiting for the players to get back from the airport to go meet them at like 3 a.m. on a snowy morning that's like 0 degrees. They're super loyal to their fan base, and the energy they bring to the Bills' atmosphere is something special. Next up, we have the Panthers. I'm actually going to say A tier. Panthers don't really do anything crazy, but I think they have a decent fan base. I don't think there's anyone that's like too cocky or annoying. I think they're a chill fan base. I don't mind them, and I'm gonna put them in A tier. I think they don't have a right to brag, but right now they're not that good and they're not bragging, so I'm gonna give them an A tier. Bears, they're one of the worst, honestly. I'm gonna say, are they D or F? I think they're D. I'm not gonna put them in F. You'll see an F tier when I see one, but I'm gonna say the Bears are just D. I don't really like their fan base. Kind of annoying. Also, always like talking up their team like they're one of the best teams in the world, and they end up doing absolutely terrible. So yeah, Bears are D tier for me right now. Next up, we have the Bengals. I'm going to say A tier. I don't think that's quite an S tier because they do have a couple seasons where they get a little cocky, especially the last few years where they're like, okay. But also, when they were super bad, they were pretty humble. And I never really met like a bad Bengals fan that I didn't like. And I think the energy that they bring to the stadium is not too bad either, even when they were not that good and when they were one of the worst teams in the league like 4 years ago. Now that they have a good team, they're getting a little more cocky, but they deserve it, honestly. The Browns, the Browns are F. The Browns are one of the worst, in my opinion. I just think they're just super annoying. Also, like, there's a lot of videos on the fans like throwing beer cans onto the field, which is just not cool. A lot of like mass destruction, with their field. They always are like super impatient, super rude, and it just doesn't feel like a fun atmosphere. So I'm gonna put the Browns in F tier. Speaking of F tiers. Get the Cowboys in there. Cowboys are the worst fan base in the game. I don't care if we have the Seahawks or the Cowboys are so incredibly bad. Oh my goodness. Honestly, don't even hate their team. It's the fan base that is so incredibly annoying. America's team. Oh, they're insane. They're never going to be beat. They're the best. Honestly, Cowboys fans are so incredibly annoying. I'm sorry if you're a Cowboys fan watching this video if I'm offending you, but you kind of can expect me to offend you because you kind of know it's right. Cowboys fans suck. Next up, we have the Broncos. I think that's kind of similar to the Cardinals, just a little bit irrelevant. Um, Never really heard anything bad, never really heard anything good, so I'll just put them in C. Honestly, don't know too much about it. Next would be the Lions S tier. Their city, Detroit, maybe not so much of an S tier city, but I think the fan base is super, super good because they caught a lot of L's and their team was super humble. They didn't go too far across the line. They stayed in their position. Even when their team sucked, they still supported them and still came to all the games. And now their team's doing a lot better and they're much more happy. So I think that's an S tier. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers. I think it's just a C tier. Is it C or B? Um, some of the players I don't like, but the fans are fine. Probably C. I think the fans are fine. I think some of their players are kind of annoying, but I think their fans are. I mean, they're Green Bay Packers fans. Simple as that. They're kind of just there. Texans, I'm gonna put Texans in B tier because I think they are better than average because they do support their team even when they're at their worst. But again, kind of irrelevant like the Cardinals, so I just put them in B for now. Next, we have the Colts. I'm gonna put them in A tier. I think the Colts are one of the nicest or fan bases in the league. I think they really enjoy their team and as well. Like I've seen a lot of videos of just them like really enjoying the stadium, really enjoying the fan base. Seems like all the fans get into it very, very well. And even when their team don't do that good, they're still supporting them. So I'm gonna put them in A tier. Jaguars, I'm gonna put the Jaguars in B tier. I think they have a decent fan base. There's a couple scenarios where they had some situations where they were a little bad, but it's a couple of videos if you want to look at them. Just search of Jaguars fans being crazy, and you'll find some videos. But overall, I think the Jaguars fan base is not even that bad. I think it's pretty fine. Don't really have any complaints with it. Next we have the Chiefs. Honestly, A tier, because I think the Chiefs are always winning, and yet the Chiefs stay at a humble position. Chiefs fans, where they don't get overly like too much, and I think that in my opinion, I think the Chiefs, for being such a good team, are quite humble, and I think that they deserve to be in that position. And I don't think Chiefs fans are the problem, and I think they're actually a pretty good fan base. Next will be the Chargers. I'm gonna probably honestly let's just do Chargers and Rams right now. They're both here. In my opinion, they're both F tier, and it's not based on their fans. It's just no fans show up for them. I'm sure if they had a decent fan base, it would be a lot higher. First of all, the Rams are in my division, so obviously I don't like them. But also, their fans aren't even interested. Like, they have the same stadium, but their fans don't even come. If you watch an actual NFL game in SoFi Stadium, more than half the fans in the stadium are the opposing team, which they're away, but their fans are still going away to go see the game. It's ridiculous. I don't know what the problem is. LA people just don't like watching football games, I guess. I'm putting them in F because they don't support their teams. Next up, we have the Raiders. I'm putting them in. Oh, are they C or D? See, the thing is, they have a really good fan base, I think. In my opinion, they have a really good fan base, but they do get kind of crazy sometimes. I'll just put them in B tier, because I think their fan base is quite good, and I actually think they're, like, loyal to the team, and they actually really support the team, but also there's some scenarios where they're super cocky, and also they get kind of crazy in the stands. I'm just going to say B tier. Next will be the Dolphins, F tier, and there's only one reason why. There's a guy. You can search him up. I forget his name. Oh my goodness. It's Tyler Sports or something like that. This guy is the most biased Dolphins fan in the game. Every single list he posts, he has the Dolphins first or one of the Dolphins players first. He'll post top 10 quarterbacks right now. He'll put two at first. He'll say MVP candidate. He'll put Tyreek Hill at first. And it's ridiculous. And Dolphins fans, organization, if you're watching it, go look him up and you see what I'm talking about. Maybe you're famous in the bad, but that guy ruined it for me. I'm putting him in F. Next up, we have the Vikings. I'm just gonna put Vikings in B tier. I think they're A tier. I think they're pretty supportive of their fans. I think some of their fans can get a little bit rowdy, but I think it's just them supporting their team. So I'll put them in A tier, and I have no problem doing that. I think their team is a good team, and I think that their fan base kind of goes with that, and they're not too bad. Next up, we have the Patriots. I'm actually not going to give them as bad a rating as you think I would. I'm going to give them B tier because they haven't. When they had Tom Brady, they were cocky. They were super cocky, but now they're losing and they're not making excuses. Like, they're just kind of taking the L. Um, I wouldn't say they're definitely a great fan base, especially with the years prior, but I think their fan base is fine. Next will be the Saints. I'm not a big fan of the Saints fan base. I'm gonna put them in D tier. Kind of annoying. I think that the Saints fans are always like super rowdy, and I don't think that they bring good energy to the stadium, and I don't think a lot of people honestly like them. Next up, we have Giants fans. I think that's an easy A tier. Giants fans are super wholesome and nice. I think that they might be S tier. I'm not going to put them in S tier, but yeah, I think that they're a nice, easy A tier. I think they're quite a good fan base, and I think that they support their team through the bad and through the good, in my opinion. Especially now that they're winning, I think they deserve to be supporting them a little more. Next up, we have the Jets. I think it's just a C tier. Like, again, kind of like the Cardinals and the Broncos, kind of irrelevant. Don't really know much about Jets fans. And comment down below if you're a Jets fan and what your fans are like. Obviously, you're going to be biased, but comment your truthful opinion, I guess. Next up, be the Eagles, D tier. They've had prior history of like them like roaming the streets after games, being super mean, yelling stuff out, throwing stuff on the field. They don't seem like they're the greatest fan club. Obviously, as a team, they're good, but I think in Philly, it gets a little rowdy there, and I think it's a D tier. Next to be the Steelers, I'm also going to put them in D, I think. Nothing about their fan base, but I also think that they have some cocky fans. They have some fans that they're always like, okay, we're going to be really, really good this year, and everything like that. I just don't think that's exactly good. I think that their team, again, I like their team, I like their head coach, but their fan base can be a little bit cocky and always like putting them on a higher pedestal than they actually should be and not bringing them down to earth. Next would be the Seahawks, F tier. And this is my name be Seahawks fans. This is just based on me. I'm a Niners fan. They're my biggest rival, so I'm going to put them in F. I don't like Seahawks fans. I don't like Seahawks players. I like a few Seahawks players, but yeah, I don't like them because they are my rival team, so it makes sense that I would put them in F tier. And next up is the Niners. Speaking of the rival team, yeah, Niners are S tier. They're my team, simple as that, but I also think they have quite a good fan base. Super loyal fans. I think that their fan base is not too bad. I think they, maybe it's just me being biased because I think of the fans as being already amazing before I even look at them, but I'm still gonna put them S tier because they are my team. Next up, we have the Bucks. I'm gonna say D tier. Bucks kind of have been they get on that bandwagon with Tom Brady a little bit, and when they got Tom Brady, they kind of like put everything in their faces, and now that their team sucks, they're still trying to make excuses like, "Oh my God, we'd be good with Tom Brady." But you saw last year, you saw how it went, and you guys were terrible last year. You guys shouldn't even made the playoffs. Next will be the Titans. I think again, kind of irrelevant C tier. Don't really know much about the Titans or fan base. So I'm just gonna put them in C tier because I don't know much about them. And honestly, similar with the Washington Commanders, I'm putting the Washington Commanders in C tier. Again, another fan base that I don't really know much about, but for now, I guess I'll put them in C tier because I think that their fan base is fine with me. I've heard some good things, I've heard some bad things, so I'm just gonna put them in C tier. And that's the end of my video. So I'm gonna try to get 2 more teams in S tier to make it a perfect 5. So let's put Vikings fan in S tier, and let's put Panthers fans in S tier, sure. And we'll put, yeah, and that's fine with me. And that's the end of my video. Comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of these takes, and if you're a fan of one of these clubs, what you think they should be rated at, and don't be biased in the comments. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I hope you guys all enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!